Good morning, everyone, and what a good morning, or maybe good night, I'm not sure about that. It still is for the Kansas City Royals fans. But it's not the first time something special happened here in the Mizzou Aquatic Center. After what might just be the most emotional week in Mizzou history, the Tigers' offense was pretty much non-existent the rest of the game. Some good games and one very bad game, but let's start with the good. When it comes to fireworks, you got your big guns and then you got your sparklers. The MU football protest is the biggest story out right now, and its implications go far beyond sports. I've had multiple people come up to me and ask me if I found the bear, but it's being shot by the tees of hole 16. I'm not sure how much of an effect personal hygiene has on the Royals' performance. I can tell you, you can be glad smell-o-vision does not yet exist. It will be Gary Pinkel's last home game as Missouri coach. The Battle Line rivalry series between Missouri and Arkansas is now tied up at 1-1, like Eric Kelly just told you. As for Pinkel's last game, it was one to forget.
Gary Pinkel will probably be remembered as Missouri's greatest football coach. But for his last game ever as head coach, his team dropped the ball. The rain was relentless, and so was Arkansas's running game. Alex Collins poured it on Missouri for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you're looking for positive plays from Missouri, well, there's this Drew Lock pass to Wesley Leftwich, this Andrew Baggett field goal, and this Arion Penton interception. Other than that, it was ugly. Certainly not the send-off Coach Pinkel and his team hoped for.
Obviously, I didn't want it to end this way. I also knew that our players were not focused like they needed to be, and I had a challenge to get that done.
I'm very sad, all the coaches, pretty down, and just wishing that we could have battled a little harder and brought home a win for the last game.
But there were some rays of hope on this rainy day.
It was a great run. Didn't particularly like to end it this way, if you know me. But I feel like the luckiest guy in the world, and I feel very good about what I'm doing. And I love those players and thank all those coaches and players and all the fans that have been a part of what we've done in the last 15 years.
For the players Pinkel loves, they'll remember him as
definitely a good guy. They'll fight through stuff and try to make the best of every situation.
Him saying that we're a family, always, always preaching about us being a family and looking out for each other, and that's just one thing that's always going to stay with me.
As for the fans, they'll always remember Coach Pinkel and try to forget his last game. Sam Knef, KOMU-8 Sports, Fayetteville.
Outstanding defense, a bullpen tough as nails, and as we saw yet again yesterday, timely hitting. All are certainly contributing factors to this Royals run, but if you ask the fans, they say they have as much influence as anything on KC's performance. And it is October, so of course, superstition is in full effect at Kauffman. What is the secret to success? For the Kansas City Royals, it might just be...
I always wear blue underwear. You have to.
Yeah, if you wear something blue, just wear to the whole division, the whole
socks, underwear.
Series game.
That's right, but in this series, both teams wear blue. Still, the fans insist the key to taking the crown is...
I'm wearing the same underwear and socks as last night.
Okay, maybe TMI. Perhaps cat outfits are the real good luck charm. Other options include...
We brought this rally towel from the World Series game last year. Hopefully we'll get back there this year.
Parked in the same section. They had to come over here to visit us because I wouldn't go over there because we have a path that we walk to get into the stadium and a ritual we go through once we get in the stadium.
And, of course, you can't beat a good playoff beard.
If I shave, I think we might lose.
Not everyone is superstitious, though, and that's okay. Are you wearing clean underwear?
Yes, sir.
Still, KC came back yet again to win in Game 2. So maybe, just maybe, the fans are onto something.
It's worked so far.
Underwear.
I mean, I'm not going to shave it.
Beards may get longer, undies may get stinkier, but for Royals fans, it's all part of the process. What's in the water in Colombia? Well, there are some tigers. Recently, 2 of them made a bit of a splash.
It made it feel like everything is finally paying off. Like, this is the reason I do it.
It was the first time I ever felt like cool.
Hannah Stevens and Michael Chadwick both swim for Mizzou, and now the U.S. national team. Only the top 6 times for each race across the country throughout the year made the cut. Stevens swam the nation's 5th fastest 100 back, 1 minute, 0.04 seconds. For Chadwick, 5th in the 50 free, 22.03 seconds, and 3rd in the 100 free, 48.87 seconds. What Hannah and Michael have been able to accomplish swimming in this pool can only be considered special. but it's not the first time something special happened here in the Mizzou Aquatic Center. 2007, Michael Phelps breaks the world record for the 200 fly in the very same pool. He went on to have a pretty memorable Olympic performance in 08. The two Tigers hope some of the pool's magic rubs off 8 years later in Rio.
Ultimately, the Olympic team is the pinnacle of our sport and the pinnacle of success that we can achieve. So if that's my calling for next year, then I would love to be able to achieve that.
Being able to represent your country for any athlete is probably the biggest honor you could ever have, and I want to keep going. Like, I want to pursue this even more.
And they both know what goes into achieving that ultimate goal.
It's an idea called the championship lifestyle, and it is literally being all in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
All the work to shave off fractions of seconds. But those fractions are the difference between the crowd going wild and utter disappointment.
It does come down to the little things, like dropping even a 10th here or 10th there is so important in the sport, and people don't realize that.
While they're both now able to compete in meets for the U.S.,
most of those are during the college season, and most of them are overseas, so we probably won't do that, but they are eligible to do that.
For now, the focus is on training, and of course, it seems like a normal day of golf at the Columbia Country Club. Wait, why is this guy hitting a ball over this barn? This guy's doing the same thing. What's going on?
We go from different tee boxes to different greens.
It's fun to mix it up a little bit and play the course from a different way. It causes you to have to think differently.
Cross-country golf, that's right. So they're hitting from here and trying to go there when they normally would be going there.
It's a good time to be able to close it down and let people kind of walk wherever they want and, in a way, play a new course. But they're going through trees and going across different fairways, just something they're not used to.
Okay, so we're driving up to hole 15, which is normally a par 4, but today it's a par 3, and it's actually hole 7, but it's being shot by the tees of hole 16.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but the golfers seem to enjoy it. There was even some impressive play.
Normally when you're playing golf, you have the mindset that you stay on the fairway and you play the hole like it should be played, and today it was different, so it's fun. You can't really get mad at yourself if you hit bad shots because you're in funky places.
It's not normal golf, and sometimes people get complacent, so when you can get them out here and doing something abnormal, it sparks their interest, and if you can spark their interest in November, it's a good thing.
So cross-country golf, well, whatever works. Sam Knef, KOMU-8 Sports, Columbia.